What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Policy Talks. And today, I'm Policy Anthony, and today we're going to be talking about finances, your health and wellness, and education, learning. We're going to be covering all of those and more in this video today to help you prepare for 2024. These tips are to help you prepare for 2024 and to achieve and succeed in a major way. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment. Leave a comment of gratitude, love, and appreciation down below. And also check out my various social media profiles at Policy Anthony. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, welcome back. So, like I said before, we're going to be covering a lot of different things. We're going to be covering a lot of different things that are going to help you prepare for 2024. And I feel like these things are important because 23 was a very interesting year, right? It was a good year, but I feel like there were some challenges. There were people that went through certain things. There were things that happened in 2023 that shook our economy and shook our lifestyles up a bit. So we had to adjust on the fly. And these are just some things I feel like we need to have in order to prepare us for what 2024 has to offer. So these are 7 tips to prepare you for 2024. And I'm just going to get right into it. The first tip is budget sessions. Having a budget session. And I'm going to read this out to you. To prepare for the year, to prepare for 2024, start by creating a comprehensive budget. Review your past spending to understand where your money goes and identify areas where you can cut back. Allocate funds for necessities, savings, debt repayment, and discretionary spending. Regularly update your budget to reflect changes in income or expenses and use budgeting tools or apps to track your progress. And I feel like this is so important because the thought when I heard that came to mind, right? The thought when I was writing this out came to mind. If you don't manage your money will manage you. And I feel like this is so important because we aren't normally taught finances or how to manage our finances properly, right? On a basic level. Some of these things are learned as you go through life. You just kind of figure it out and just be like, okay, well, I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't do that, I should do this. Those are just lessons that you learn as you go throughout your life. This isn't something that is just automatically taught to you at a young age. As you get older and as you progress in life and as you continue to evolve, you start to become more mindful of how you're spending your money, and not only that, how you're spending your time, right? Where are you spending all of your efforts at? And are these things creating a return for you? And these are just some things that you need to consider when doing a budget session, right? Understanding where your money goes, understand how your money is working for you, and understanding a plan of action so that way you don't get taken off the course and end up spending where you really don't need to. The second tip is debt and income management, right? Analyze your debt to income ratio. Analyzing your debt to income ratio is crucial. To manage debt, consider strategies like the snowball method or the avalanche method. Look for ways to increase your income through side gigs or upskilling. Aim to keep your debt manageable compared to your income to improve financial stability. And those two that I said earlier were two things that really piqued my interest when I was looking into this topic, right? The snowball method and the avalanche method. And for those who don't know, the snowball method is just paying off smaller debts first. And the avalanche method is just paying off debts with the highest interest rates first. So Again, and I do want to preface this by saying that I am not a CPA or a professional financial consultant. These are just things that I am utilizing coming into 2024, and I am just sharing the things that I am using to come into 2024 with, and hopefully these things can help you in some way, shape, or form. But these are just some methods that I'm looking into right now, and I am strongly considering and figuring out which one works best for me and which one works best for all of us in this household. And you need to do the same thing. Figure out what financial goals work for you and your family, what management goals work for you and your loved ones in your household, and figure out a plan of action to decrease your spending, decrease the debts that you may have, or whatever way, shape, or form that you may. But I say that to say that these are just important things that you need to consider coming into 2024, because I feel like what's happening right now is a revolution of financial literacy. And this is something that probably hasn't happened in such a long time. At least for me growing up, this was something that wasn't just normally spoken about. Learning how to pay your taxes, learning how to save, learning how to spend weren't normal conversations that you were having every day on a daily basis, right? So these are just things that as you learn, like I said before, that as you grow, that you start to learn, right? The next tip is education. Lifelong learning is key to personal and professional growth. Set educational goals for the year, whether it's learning a new skill, earning a certificate, or pursuing a degree. It's important to take advantage of online courses, workshops, webinars, and reading material. Like, education can enhance your career prospects and personal development. And I feel like education is so important. You need to be educating yourself on a daily basis. You need to be filling your mind with things that you can take action on and that can help you progress in life. Because there are so many distractions out here. There are so many things that people are saying, and they may not pertain to who you are, and they may not pertain to what's going on in your life right now. So it's a lot of noise out there. So the important thing to do is to educate yourself on things that pertain to where you are in life and where you want to be. And everything else will start to fill in from there, right? Everything else is just noise. So progressing your education, no matter how that looks, if you're in college right now or if you're working in a certain career field, educating yourself as much as possible is one of the key ways in building a strong financial nest egg, right? Especially coming into 2024. I feel like that is the real theme of 2024, is understanding your finances, right? Understanding yourself as well, but understanding how your finances are operating in your life. And that starts with your education. That starts with learning how learning works for you. Learning how learning works for you. And that's something that isn't really talked about as much either, is learning how to learn. There was a book that I was reading that talks about the art of learning and how there are different intelligence types. And I've spoke about this on different videos as well. It's like everybody has a different intelligence types, which means that everybody learns differently. So once you start to figure out what your intelligence types is, then you can figure out what you need to learn and how you need to learn it, right? Because not everybody learns the same. And I feel like that is the one thing that keeps people away from further educating themselves, no matter how it looks. It's just the fact that they don't understand how they learn. And they feel like, well, because this is how I've been perceived, this is how I perceive learning, because this is how everybody said this is how you should learn. I don't want to learn anything. I just want to, make money or do whatever the case is, right? But I feel like once you start to understand how you learn, you can increase your knowledge, you can increase your wealth, you can increase in all aspects of your life. So education is so important. The next point, which I feel like is just as important, is networking. And building a strong professional network can open doors to new opportunities. Attend industry conferences, join professional associations, and participate in online forums related to your field. Connect with peers and mentors who can offer guidance and potential job leads. Remember to nurture relationships and offer value to your network as well. And I think that's so important, right? I had this idea when I heard this saying. The only things that stand between you and your goals is who you know. Now, it's not to say that the people that you know are going to guarantee your success, but that's just one aspect of your success. Sometimes you can't do it all on your own. Sometimes you need help. You need outside help. You need somebody to help build you up or help bring you up to that next level, because you can only get yourself so far until you need help, and you need to reach out to others, right? So networking is so important. I feel like we kind of got away from that in between the pandemic and the economy and everything. I feel like we kind of got away from just connecting and networking, and I feel like coming into 2024, there needs to be more networking. You need to put yourself out there more. You need to really get involved in different things to really elevate yourself, right? To really elevate yourself, to really elevate your mind, to elevate every single aspect of your life, because you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know what that conversation can do for your life. I can't tell you how many times I've ran into people in networking events or just, vicariously. And the conversations that we had were life-changing, and I would always take those lessons everywhere with me. So it's important to understand that networking can really help you change the trajectory of your life and help you to create and foster relationships that you never thought you'd have. All right, the next one is investing and saving, right? So prepare for the future by setting clear financial goals. Determine how much you will need to save for short-term goals and long-term goals. Learn about different investment options like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or real estate, and consider seeking advice from a financial advisor. Understand the risk and diversify your portfolio to protect against market volatility, right? Understand that, right? Investing and saving is so important, especially investing. I think we all understand the concept of saving, but I feel like investing is something that is so different, and it's something that I'm still learning, that we're both still learning. But I feel like it's so important to put your money to work for you, right? It's uncertain how this economy is gonna go. There's a lot of uncertainties. There's a lot of different things going on. So you have to prepare yourself for the inevitable. You have to prepare yourself for things to come, because you never know how things are gonna transpire. You just don't. So if you can have something that is working for you in the background while you continue to do your daily due diligence, it's a beautiful thing, and it's a comforting feeling. And I feel like we can all use that right now. The next tip, weekly self check-ins. This one's important. Weekly self check-ins. Regular self-reflection helps track personal growth and well-being. Set aside time each week to review your goals, accomplishments, and areas for improvement. Consider your physical health, mental well-being, and work-life balance. Adjust your strategies and habits as needed to maintain progress towards your goals. This is so important, and I kind of got this idea from a friend, right? To check in on yourself on a weekly basis to see where you are, and to make sure that every action that you take is still in alignment with your goals and your plans for your future, right? The number one thing you need to be asking yourself is, who am I currently? How have I changed? And does what I now believe align with my plan or goals, right? Checking in with yourself is important, right? You need to be able to understand where you're going and understand how to get there, and make sure that you're course correcting along the way. Because you have the plan, you have the goals, but you gotta have contingencies just in case, because you never know how things are gonna transpire, right? You just never know. So it's important to have these self-reflective moments for yourself, so you can make sure that you're not getting off track with who you are and where you say you're going. And finally, the last one, creating habits before setting goals. Establishing positive habits is fundamental to achieving goals. Focus on building small, sustainable habits that lead to larger changes over time. For example, if your goal is to get fit, start by creating a habit of exercising for a few minutes each day rather than setting an immediate goal of running a marathon. Consistency in these habits forms the building blocks for reaching your goals. I feel like habits are more important than goals, because goals, you can see them all day, every day. But if you don't have the proper habits in place in order for you to achieve in those goals, they're never going to get met. Because you got to account for obstacles, you got to account for things going wrong. And if you don't have the proper habits in place, when obstacles and things going wrong happen, you're not going to be able to withstand what happens after that, right? You're not going to be able to come back from that. So you have to have the habits in place so that way when things like this happen, you can counteract what's happening and just pivot quickly and be like, okay, that didn't work how I wanted it to. Cool. I can go over here. I can make this happen over here, and then I can get back on track, right? Habits are more important than goals. I would go as far as to say habits are more important than goals. But you got to have your goals in alignment with your habits. Or and vice versa. You got to have your habits in alignment with your goals. But either way, you have to create the habit before you start setting goals, because once the habit is in place, the goals are going to accomplish themselves. And that's the most important part. So, in conclusion, I'll say this. When preparing for the year ahead, remember that flexibility is vital. Life can be unpredictable, so be prepared to adapt your plans as necessary. Regularly view and adjust your strategies to stay aligned with your evolving priorities and circumstances. And this is what you need in order for you to prepare to have a profitable and successful 2024. I hope this was able to help you. I hope that you found some value from this. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Thank you for allowing me to be on this journey with you. I truly believe we do better when we grow together, so let's continue to grow with one another. If you found this helpful, inspiring, or motivating in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get notified whenever I publish another video. And also, to support and show love to your favorite creator, you can check out the links in my descriptions and go follow me on my various social media platforms, all at Paula's A. Anthony. And also, you can show support by purchasing the new merchandise that is available now. The clothing line, What's the Best That Can Happen, right? What's the best that can happen literally is just a mantra that I truly believe in, that the best is yet to come. So a lot of people always prepare for the worst, right? And just pray for the best. But I'm a bit of an optimist, so I like to believe in the best possible outcomes. Sure, things can happen in life, but if you always believe in the best happening for you, then you can always expect things to always show up in a better way. No matter how they may happen, no matter how they may end up being, you can always expect things to eventually work out in your favor, right? And I think that's important. So if you believe that, then go and buy you some. And as always, you're appreciated. Thank you so much for your love and support. This is gonna be a great year. I feel like 2024 is gonna be a great year. I feel really good about it. I woke up inspired and motivated, which is why I'm making this video today. And yeah, I just feel like this is gonna be a really great year. And I hope this is a great year for you. I hope you feel the same. I hope you started off your year off right. And yeah, I look forward to growing with you. This has been another Paula's A Talks. I'm Paula's A Anthony. And until next time, peace. Woo! 2024, baby. Let's get this money. Hey.